much are closing costs on a home loan? Most of us have heard that closing costs are between 1 and 3% of the loan amount, so that's what new home buyers expect. But then they get into escrow, see the loan estimate, and lose their minds because the cost exceeds 3% of the loan. This video will attempt to preempt your loan estimate shock and help you avoid disappointment. Let me back up for just a second so I can explain what a loan estimate is. It's the standard document used by all lenders that breaks down all the costs you will be expected to cover in order to secure your home loan. It lists the closing costs, which are lender fees, the cost of your appraisal, and all the title and escrow fees. These usually add up to that range of 1 to 3% that you're expecting. But then on the right side of the loan estimate is a column called other costs, which is very confusing. So then when you look at the bottom right corner where it says cash to close, which is the amount of money that you have to bring to close a loan, people are shocked to see an amount much higher than 3% of the loan amount. Other costs are confusing because they're not closing costs, but they are listed on the loan estimate since they're associated with the close of your loan. I realize that sounds super confusing, so please let me explain. These costs are associated with the close of your loan because they occur at the same time, but they are not costs of getting the loan. Often, these costs are things you'd be paying even if you didn't have a loan. For instance, you're going to prepay the first year of your homeowner's insurance to get a home loan. But most people would have a homeowner's insurance policy even if they didn't have a loan and they purchased their home in cash. So it's not really a cost of getting a loan. For most homeowners, it's the cost of home ownership. Same goes for property taxes. You'd have to pay those if you didn't have a home loan, but they're listed in other costs because you need to pay some money up front to begin the escrow account that the lender uses to pay the taxes when they're due. The lender will also pay for the homeowner's policy out of this fund when the renewal is due. On the loan estimate, these are called prepaids, interest, and escrow. Let me further break these down. When you buy a home with a mortgage, you will be required to have homeowner's insurance, and you'll have to prepay that for the year by the time the loan closes. You'll also have to prepay some interest, which covers the day you close the loan to the first day of the next month. Those days or weeks of interest will need to be paid at the close of your loan. You will also have to put some money in an escrow account for your property taxes and homeowner's insurance. It's an escrow account that the lender uses to pay your property taxes and homeowner's insurance on time so that there are no lapses, late fees, or periods without coverage. How much money you'll need to put in the fund depends on the month that you close your loan in. If your loan closes shortly before property taxes are due, you're going to have to put much more than if they're not due for another 6 months. This is actually something to look out for when you are shopping for lenders. This section of the loan estimate is a place that some brokers and loan officers use to try and appear more competitive, i.e. less expensive than others. They will put a 1 for 1 month of prepaids, even though you will need to put in more than 1 month. But by putting in just 1 month, it makes the total closing costs appear lower than they would actually be. Tricky, but now you know the truth about prepaids and initial escrow deposits. Lots of people ask if you have to put money into an escrow account for property taxes and homeowners insurance, or if you can pay the taxes and insurance yourself directly. The answer is it depends. Some loan programs do require that you impound taxes and insurance, and sometimes lenders give you a slightly better interest rate to incentivize you to include taxes and insurance in your monthly mortgage payment. Sometimes it's totally up to you, but if you're a first-time home buyer, it's usually recommended to have this escrow account So go ahead and plan to save up just a little more to cover these other costs. If you're shopping for a loan officer who will be honest with you about closing costs and other costs and all the costs, please reach out to see if I can help. I'll catch you soon.